when we were talking, dog, where somebody was like, I was like, yo, I'm fucking old. And then somebody's like, how old are you? And I was like, yo, I'm 33. And they're like, yo, Aldo's 33. And I was like, yeah, dog. But I was like, yo, Aldo's 33. And he's talking about like his last run. And I was like, I haven't even made the run yet. So it's like, you know, it's crazy, dog.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. This is like one of the hardest things in fighting is like, it really is comparison. Like comparing yourself to other fighters and where they're at in a timeline, it can be like motivation, but it also it's not the best, because bro, for every guy like that who's 33 and was a dominant champion for fucking since he was 21 or whatever, you know, super young, there's that guy right now that's just turning 30, just turning 31 and getting in the UFC. Izzy's now making his name, right? And I think he's 30. I think he's 30 this year. There's comparison is that's where the sport can fuck you up.
Yo,
because that's where the sport can fuck you up, dog. It's so true. I'm never gonna be Jose Aldo. You're never gonna be Jose Aldo, so it doesn't matter. You know, like comparison is, bro. It can motivate you for sure. Be like, yo, man, like this guy's 33 and still fucking smashing it.
Yeah, he still looks good, dog.
He looked really good, dog.
Maybe he cut too much weight, but
how about that fight, bro?
You think he can fix his? You think he can fix his cardio, dog? Fuck.
Yo, he looked so good in that fight, dog. And Peter just was younger and fresher and better, bro. But
he was ready, man. How ready was Peter, dog? That's a really good. That's such a good point. Comparison, you can't, but that's in everything, you know. That's the problem with social media. You know, I think there's a big correlation between that and social media nowadays, and for the kids and depression.
It's sick.
Imagine being a kid and you grow up.
We have great lives and we do it to ourselves. We look at something and we gotta sit back and feel appreciative. Imagine, it's bro. Imagine
being a kid nowadays, growing up and having this always from the beginning of time, and you don't remember a time without it. We're so lucky that we were like born a little bit before the social media time.
Just before.
So we have the best of both worlds. A little bit now, where I don't know though, because like most of my adult life has been with social media now, you know, right? For most of us. You don't use Twitter, dog. Do you use Twitter?
I don't use Twitter. I can't do it. For some reason, I can't do it, yo. I like Instagram. I can scroll through it. It's just another app I would spend way too much time on. I already spend way too much time on my phone.
You know what's
funny? Need to check one more thing.
Yo, I don't use Instagram, but my dad uses Twitter, dog, which is crazy because of ESPN, bro.
Twitter's huge back home.
Yeah, well, sports, right? Anybody and so a lot of the older people, a lot of the older generation will follow Twitter just for sports, you know. Mm-hmm. But he'll say, like, I didn't even know my Twitter. I had made some tweets once watching a fight, and my dad messaged me. He screenshot. He's like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" Because I said, like, it was on the Francis Ngannou fight, and I was like, it was all good 30 seconds ago, you know. It was all good just a minute ago or something.
Mm-hmm. Yo.
Well, it was crazy.
Yo, going back to comparison. Yo, it can it can lift you up, but it can also really kill you, bro. I remember, and you can really relate to this as well. I remember training back in 2014, 2015 at Tiger, and look at the guys our weight that are from Tiger.
Yeah.
Peter Yan, Alex Volkanovski, Kai Kara France. Those three guys are some of the best 125, 135, 145 in the world, without a doubt. And we're training with those guys, and I would sometimes you come out in the losing end of a round and you're like, you go home, you're like, man, I suck. I'm not good. What the fuck? Why am I not good? And bro,
then you realize where you're going with, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, we always knew it. We always knew it.
And the looks are always different.
We always knew it. And then even those times when you're holding your own and you feel good about yourself, and obviously we believed in our friends, and they're the best in the world. They're the best, bro. And then look at Brad, Dan Hooker, the lightweight. Let's keep going through the weight classes. All the guys around us that we've sparred with for years are the best in the world.
Yo, that's crazy.
How can you compare? It's just different. It's different. You know.
How many?
We're privileged, bro.
Speaking of, so how long you been training at Tiger, dog?
Almost 9 years. Coming up
9 years.
Coming up 9 years.
So you were there since before all man, I think you might be one of the staples. You're definitely one of the staples in the jiu-jitsu. You're one of the staples in the MMA. There before the MMA room was built. So you're fourth generation
Crazy.
Tiger, dog.
Crazy. I remember when I got there, the MMA room was just being built and there was no mats in it. It was all cement, and we were still training outside. And I was there with when the mats got delivered, and me and Will Elliott and Kitty Teppo and all the Thais, Paul, Pimon, the guy who's the handyman right now.
Yeah.
He laid out those mats in that room.
He's there now. The handyman.
He's still there. Yeah, he's been, dog. He talk about a staple. Yes, I feel like I've been there a long time, but you look at some of these Thais and like that, just like the housekeepers are married to the maintenance guys, and they're married to the different staff. Like, bro, those people, like those people that keep Tiger going, man, it's crazy. They built that whole place. Yo, I remember before this was definitely before you. I think they might have torn it down, or maybe not. You might have been there. Behind JP, will remember this. At the edge of Tiger, like where those stairs are, that was Mon's house and the housekeeping's house. They lived in a 2-floor, like made out of bamboo, like jungle hut. And jungle hut.
And then that's where
that's where they used to live. Yeah. That's where they used to. Let's see if JP remembers.
Were they the people that would take the people who they come in late at night and they would give them the key to the room for the people that if they came in the middle of the night?
Maybe, I think so.
Dorms.
So JP, do you remember over by the MMA stairs? There used to be like a 2-floor hut, like a bamboo hut. That's where.
Yeah.
That's where Mon, the maintenance guy, and then all the Thais, like they lived there. They used to live back there. And it's real funny. This is funny too. Back then, I remember when I would train in the Muay Thai ring with Tommy Yang, and I think the Muay Thai trainers was Yod, Lam, Lai, Nantachai, and I remember we used to go in the morning. Like, this is kind of like in between coaching and like staff at the gym, so like the kind of fighters and the people that like had just got there were kind of like on their own, and so like it wasn't so serious back then. And me and Tommy Yang, we go to Muay Thai and we go with Nantachai, and we go behind the dorms. They're apartments there now, and we go smoke a bamboo bong.
Yeah.
We go smoke a bamboo bong behind the dorms, and Nantachai would knock on the windows. Wake up, training. This would be like 8 a.m, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wake up, and we're hitting a bamboo bong, and then we just go over to Muay Thai and we train, bro. Like, this isn't like the free-for-all days, It was,
God, yo.
That was funny.
And this is in with the blue mats, right? Before like
the blue mats outside. When they used to bar-
did they have the MMA area already built or not ready?
When I got there, the structure was built, but there was no mats, and so we used to train outside. And if you think about now, basically where the fitness area is of Tiger,
that's where.
And you could put in like a picture. You should link in like a picture or something. Like that fitness area of Tiger, that was all of MMA and all of fitness. Split in half. Yeah, exactly. But even more, they put more cement. The CrossFit classes was just half of that, and then all of MMA was there. And there used to be a cage.
And then when they moved the MMA to the room, they had the fitness in that area.
I think they did.
And then that became the big fitness area.
Did they have the cage there? Mm-hmm. Did they keep the cage there?
And then they kept the cage. Yeah, I was there. When I was there was a cage, and then the barbecues would still watch fights in the cage.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was the best barbecues.
They would switch, so we had cage fights and ring fights.
But that was when the barbecue beatdowns. Bro, DJ Matt, the Ali barbecue. Ali Barbecue, everyone who doesn't know this, Ali Barbecue
is the king of the barbecue spot in Tiger Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm. Right? Ali Barbecue, if you've ever been to Phuket, you guys know Ali Barbecue.
Yeah,
this guy, you don't even know about this guy in Phuket. This guy came to Tiger and was fighting the barbecue beatdowns, MMA in the cage, and he was like the champ. This guy was like the man. He would fight anybody. Ali Barbecue, I fucking love this guy. Like, really, for real. I've heard so much.
We gotta get some Ali's Barbecue after this.
We should.
Let's just go there. Let's just go there and get some wine.
He's the man, dog. He's the man, and he was always down to fight, dog. This is what people don't understand about him. He's the nicest dude ever. He was fought in the barbecue beatdowns all the time.
I fought him.
JP
I was waiting for the opening. I'm like, you guys don't remember that I fought Ali Barbecue at the barbecue beatdown. And I lost. I got choked out.
You got choked out?
Before you ever trained, you never trained,
bro.
Yo, JP trained CrossFit and painted his hair like Mr. T and thought that would get ready for MMA.
Insert clip here. Put clip here. Insert clip right here. Insert photo right here. JP, you're gonna be put on blast. Listen, bro. Mad respect. This is how the barbecue.
You trained CrossFit
for 2 months, and then I took the barbecue
fight against Ali's Barbecue, the champ.
Fit. I remember right before I did it, I told Johnny Betts, and he's like, "Oh, I'm fighting in the barbecue beatdown on Saturday." He's like, "Are you gonna CrossFit him to death?" Man,
a typical Johnny.
I'll never forget that.
He's the man, dog. Ali Barbecue's the man. And respect to you, JP, for jumping in there, bro. Because
it taught me that you should do the jiu-jitsu. If you're gonna do MMA, you should do jiu-jitsu.
And now you're a purple belt, dog.
And now I'm a purple belt.
That's when was that the fire that ignited JP into jiu-jitsu?
Maybe.
Ali Barbecue, dog. I love this guy, man. I'm telling you, bro.
He's the best.
So he would, even when Full Metal Dojo started, so me and Emma both fought on Full Metal Dojo 1. So we were here since the beginning of that kind of like big boom. And Ali would always ask me to message John for a fight for him, and like, I forgot he did it. Me and me and Ali Barbecue fought in an event called
Cage Rage in
Laguna nightclub. Y'all don't know. I don't know if you all know Laguna nightclub. It's infamous, seedy little Thai girl bar. It's kind of cool sometimes, but it's like a club, you know. At night, they put a cage in there, and Ali fought Raja Shippen. Raja Shippen, yeah. Raja Shippen is like Raja Shippen is the man, yo. He's this American dude.
He's a really good.
He's a really good fighter, yo. And he's based in Australia right now. He's got some like wicked knockouts. Like, man, the man's like got style, yo. I fought on the same card as him before in Korea. He's a man, but he's also like fair to him. Like he's like, I don't know. He fights at 135 pounds. Ali weighs 200 pounds. You know what I mean? But he fought Ali Barbecue. Mm-hmm. I fought Muay Thai that night.
In the cage.
But, yo, Ali was always down. Ali was always down to fight. I fought Muay Thai in a cage that night. But Ali was always down to fight. When Full Metal Dojo started and we would post about it, he'd be like, yo, Alex, can you message John Nutt? Can you get me a fight? Like,
actively seeking out fights.
I don't know how we got on the topic, but yo, that guy is the man.
Hey, why don't we bring Ali Barbecue back to the Barbecue Beatdown to defend his title, dog?
Yeah, he's the man, dog.
He's got a gym. We should do Ali Barbecue versus Tiger Muay Thai.
I remember sparring with him, dog. He dropped me in a body shot.
We should do a battle, bro.
He dropped me a body shot. I remember like one of my first years here, he would come to sparring and drop me a body shot. He's got good hands.
No, he's got good hands, yo. Like, take it from me, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, Ali can bang. I seen the
highlight. Bro, it's hard.
He's got good hands. He knocked out JP.
I saw the highlight. He had the gym too. When he had the highlight reel for his gym, I saw him going to the body on some guests, you know.
He's a man.
Hey JP, don't you have a funny story about Ali's Barbecue, about pulling up in somewhere with some wine?
With some wine to Ali's Barbecue?
Oh
my God, you just tickled a part of my brain that I forgot.
I tell people the story all the time. I tell that story all the time.
Hey guys, for the listeners of the podcast, when we talk about a legend, this is what type of legend Ali's Barbecue, the owner of this restaurant, is.
So one time, I'm driving my bike. I get sometime in the middle, not the evening time. We pull up at a red light. Who pulls up next to me? It's Ali Barbecue. He goes, "Hey JP." I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" He goes, "Oh, how's it going?" You know, a little chit chat. He goes, after a second, he goes, "Hey, you want some wine?" I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "All right, pull up over there." So we wait like 10 seconds until the green light. We get to the little corner. He pulls up. He has a little bag right in front of him. He gets a little glass, a proper wine bottle, and pours the wine and gives it, "Hey, here you go." And then I'm like, "Where's yours?" Just as I asked that question, another motorbike comes right behind him with two of his friends with more wine. And they're like, "Oh, bye-bye." And he's like, "Oh, I got friends here. We're just showing them around." "All right, I'll see you later." I'm like, "What? Where's your glass?" He goes, "Oh, just give it to me later." I'm like, "Okay." It's because he's like showing him around. He's got to go.
He just left on his motorbike.
He just left with they followed him, you know. So and he left me with a glass of wine.
That's what I love about Phuket, bro. He's one of my favorite Phuket stories. This guy is one of my favorite Phuket stories.
We gotta get him on the bar. We gotta ask him to come on the bar.
That guy, humble beginnings, bro. Humble beginnings.
Tiger was like, "Yo, I'm gonna open up a wrap shop." Open up a wrap shop. He was just like a few tables, just selling chicken wraps. And then look where he is now, like 3-4 stores later.
He had like 2 things on his menu and just shakes.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Protein shakes, the Superman shake.
Yeah.
What's it called? The super shake.
Some of the stuff he's had, it's insane. Like there's such a really really cool story of someone who's really stuck at it and was really good and just did everything he's wanted. And look what he's got now. He's one of the biggest names on the road, bro. Ali Barbecue.
He's an icon.
He's an icon. He's a man.
He's an icon. Have you done a video on him?
Yes. Corona kind of messed up a little bit of the plan, but now I think we're gonna release it soon.
He's back on and popping. He's opening now. He's
the most popular place on the soil, 100%.
Easy.
Everybody goes to Ali's Barbecue.
Yeah, he's 100% the most popular place.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what's cool about Phuket, bro. Like, think of just it's created like crazy opportunities for like crazy people in like different ways. Like, really, like look at again guys like Volkanovski won the tryouts. You guys did the tryouts the same year, right?
Yeah.
Volkanovski won the tryouts. Featherweight champ. You know?
And what about all right, so and you've seen a few, so you saw a few different waves, right? Who was the first wave of UFC fighters that you saw come in from Tiger, yo?
From Tiger? Like,
yeah.
Like with repping Tiger?
Repping
Tiger? Yeah. So, man, the biggest thing was Maribek Taisumov and Zubair Tuhugov.
And there's a combination of that and the tryouts, right? Or like...
I just meant as far as like UFC people.
Yeah.
Of like the first UFC people from like...
That was Maribek and you were there for them, right?
Zubair, that was...
in the jiu-jitsu and
Roger was...
down.
Yeah, Roger was running the show. That was the Team Banter days. That was like the start of all the Team Banter. And I think they were both M1 champs. And Roger got him in the UFC, and that was when you could still wear shorts, and that was the first people that were wearing Tiger shorts in the UFC, right? Remember, a lot of their old highlight videos, they were wearing those really bright Tiger shorts.
The like the classic, the ones with the tiger on them, with like not really.
And you know who cornered them? It was Roger and Woody. Woody was there cornering them as well. I mean, they had gone to corner them as well. That was pre-uniform, so I remember that.
Wow, and they used to wear the tights. Those shorts were dope. Yeah,
remember the tracksuits? I hated those, to be honest. Those white sweatpants with the white. I hated that. The shiny. I hated that.
I love the tracksuits.
I don't know, dog. I have the top, I have the top just because when I went to go fight somewhere cold, they gave it to me free. That's the trick, guys. If you guys don't know, if you guys want to get some shit when you go somewhere, just tell them you gotta fight and it's gonna be cold, so you can get some extra clothes. You know.
Man, I wear the black. I've had the white tracksuit, but always as a hand-me-down. But I've always liked it because it was very like I've always liked wearing white. Dog. I always wear I've always liked I always wear the white, and I always fight in white with Tiger Muay Thai shorts. Always,
I'm afraid I'm gonna shit my pants.
The white. Oh no, I did. Oh yeah, you noticed? Yeah, right.
I noticed white.
Yo, I don't want to shit my pants.
I don't know. I like white.
I'd be too scared to shit my pants wearing like compression shorts, like white compression shorts. I'd be just scared I'm gonna shit my pants, bro. Straight up.
Yo, what?
I did it once. Not shit my pants. I wore them once. I didn't shit my pants, but.
Fuck, yo, I always wear white shorts.
Yo, have you shit your pants recently, dog?
Huh?
Have you shit your pants recently? Like becoming like an older man, have you like...
Let me think, dog. Have I shit my pants? Yeah, I've shit my pants not too long ago, dog. Within the last year, I've definitely shit my pants.
Listen, it happens, bro.
I think I farted and I caught some shit, and I was like, fuck, and I was sitting down, you know, I was like,
kind of like you got like ashamed, you know?
Or sometimes like in the motorbikers, or maybe like you scratch your ass and you didn't even know it was there and it wouldn't have touched it, but then like, you accidentally scratch your butt and then you get it. You know, and then you just kind of like...
So anyways, that's why I don't wear white shorts. I'm scared of that.
Wait, but you don't wear white shorts. You wear black shorts.
To fight, I wear black shorts.
What was the last color shorts you wear? Black.
Black
tights.
Yeah.
Yo, how do you feel wearing white shorts compared to spats compared to... Have you ever fought? You never fought in Muay Thai shorts, MMA?
Nah, I don't know. I can never, for some reason, I can't do it.
I don't know why I did it.
It looks so weird to me when wrestlers fight in Muay Thai shorts. I just feel like my balls would hang out. Really, honestly, I just feel like my balls would hang out. Like,
it's weird, but I did it twice in a row now. 3 times I've done it.
Bro,
I did it because of George. I tried to copy George.
George used to do Muay Thai shorts?
I want to do the Oski Woski on it. That's why I do it. So you think you're coming out? That's my therapy. So these motherfucking... So when they see me wearing some Muay Thai shirts, and they're like, they don't know I'm going to shoot the nastiest double leg on this fool. And I just trick them. I'm in a Muay Thai stance on, and I just shoot a double leg on
Gotta hit it with an Oski Woski.
Yeah.
Nah, yo, I don't know why.
That's what George does. George always fights.
I think I like compression shorts better, but a good pair of shorts is nice.
I'm trying to think my track record.
You feel a bit weird with your balls hanging out. Really, yo, in compression shorts, and like, I mean, obviously, once you're fighting, you don't think about it, but like, yo, you're naked up there, bro. You're in your underwear, yo.
Yeah,
like,
with the compression
shorts, I'm like, all right, you kind of feel like.
Yeah, I always do. I always fight good with shorts. When I wear shorts, when I wear compression shorts, I grapple a lot, yo. I always become like I do more grappling. Yeah.
See, I feel like it's weirder to grapple.
And then when I wear baggy shorts, I always strike. And then when I wear Muay Thai, it's been like mixed results.
Hey, baggy shorts. Remember like the old like WEC days, like baggy
like baggy shorts, like Aldo,
like board shorts.
Yeah, like the sprawl shorts.
Board shorts, yeah.
Bro, I actually have a pair, dog. When I was just recently in America, I have a pair of Enrico's old shorts, and he still wears the old school baggy shorts, dog.
Yeah.
And I have one of his no-gi ones because I didn't have shorts, and we were like hanging out and went to go train. And I needed shorts, so I used one of his, and I got one of the.
Now it's funny. Like, now it's mad tight and like fitted onto people's legs and shit.
Yeah, the shorts look good now, right?
Yeah,
it's dope, man. The gear's changed, but the spats have always been, yo. The spats have been a through and through since back in the day.
I don't like the spats, dog.
You don't like the spats? You wore the spats last time, though.
Oh. Compressions.
Yeah.
Oh, I think with the full ones. Oh, yeah.
I want to fight with the full ones.
Like the
I want to fight with the long ones.
Like the Valley Tudo shorts. Yeah. Oh, dude. I think Ben Nguyen fought in Ryzen with full spats and wrestling shoes on, or maybe he had shorts and wrestling shoes on.
I don't know,
but you can do whatever you want. Ryzen.
Yeah, Ryzen.
Jake fought in spats, I think.
He fought in spats, right?
He fought in spats.
Man, you've been to Ryzen, right? You've gone to go. How was that trip in Japan, dog? Yo, so you've gone to corner in Japan, and you've gone to fight in. And we have a lot. You've gone to corner in Japan, and you've gotten to fight in Japan.
And I got to do jiu-jitsu in Japan for Quintet. The Sakuraba.
Oh yeah.
All three of my champs were in the same year. We're in the same year, and we're like unbelievable. So the first time I went, First time I went was
Risen or for the competition?
I think it was Ryzen, and it was, bro, the week after I tore my ACL, and I remember I was like devastated. Tore my ACL. I was supposed to fight. I was supposed to fight soon, and I tore my ACL, and then like a week later, Jake needed a corner, and Top Noi was going, and so was George. So he asked me to go, and I was like, it's so devastated. So I asked me to go, and I was like, oh, the best thing ever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. Saitama Arena, that thing was just crazy, man. Like, people waiting at the hotel with like the like player cards, like they had like cards of Jake, and they're signing autographs. So like, it was like, and you could just, you know, it was sick. Mirko Kokop walking around, Bob Sapp walking around, you know. Oh, Japanese fans are cool.
You saw Bob Sapp there?
Yeah. Oh, dude. I have a good video of warming up in like the pre-fight warm-ups, like when they're checking out the ring. Top Noi is in there, who's like a 125 pounder, and Bob Sapp is in there, and Top Noi starts going up to him and like punching him in the stomach, and then he like runs over to like him and pretends to like lift him up, you know.
Bob Sapp loves that stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
he loves doing that stuff.
Yo, that was man, what a like. So I mean, I think people that are listening to this podcast probably know, like, Ryzen is like the reincarnation of Pride, you know, and it's like the same production, it's like the same like hype, and I mean, that was crazy, bro. That was sick.
And was it in the Super Saitama?
It was in Saitama, bro.
Wow.
Yo, it was in Saitama. I have some videos of like in the ring. I mean, everyone clapping. It was just like what you expect it to be like.
Yeah.
You know? Yo, and Bob Sapp walked out, dog. That was dope.
He didn't fight. Did he fight?
He fought. He won. He broke his like 6-fight losing streak the night I was there.
He won?
He won, dog. He broke. It might have been 6-fight. That was just a total guess. He might have lost the past 20 fights. And he won, dog. And I guess
how did he win?
Decision. And it was against some dude who was like not. I mean, I don't even not say like on the level of Bob Sapp, because Bob Sapp, he's not the same fighter he used to be. He used to be a gangster in kickboxing, you know. But like,
I don't know, what is he now, yo?
For some reason, he just but yo, the fight was crazy. The fight was dope. And I saw Mirko Kokop win by like knock. He might have got cut.
Did he fight the guy from AKA or no? That was the final.
Mirko Kokop?
Yeah.
He fought Brock Martinez, the guy from Guam. The guy that Jake
Guam
fought.
Yeah.
I think he lost by cut. It was pretty dope, dog. But yo, see Kokop in Saitama Arena, and I was like down, you know, like when you go to like fight shows and like you have like a corner pass, you can kind of walk up really close.
Bottom floor.
Dude, I was like up. It was sick. It was what a dream that was. That was
and
sick.
Where was Jake? Was he with you?
I don't remember. No, I don't remember what that. I think it was. Oh wait, that was way before. Jake was on like they had like a second evening card. Jake fought later.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They had 2 fights, and so did you guys have to stay for both nights, for both cards?
Yeah, the second thing wasn't like a separate card. It was just like the after the main event things. They had the co-main, the main event that were like on TV, and then everyone kind of like started trickling out. Top Noi had fought on that, and by Jake fought, it was like the extra fights or something.
Damn, I fought on that before in KunLun. I was the extra fights where they do the main event and then you come out after. You're like the filler fight after the TV to fill up the TV time, and they finish on time.
Yo, KunLun, dog. Talk about like people in Asia and like MMA. Yo, that we're here really for like a real well, like the height of like Chinese MMA, like
the rise and fall because of COVID. Not the fall, but I don't know the fall of it.
It was even a little bit quieter before COVID. It was even quieter before COVID. You know, like
it already died out
back in the day. Yo, this is where like people that have been here like a few years like feel like they've like earned a little bit more. It's a lot of because those guys back then went to China. If you wanted to live out here, you went to China. We all did it.
But everybody can go.
Everyone can go, but not everyone wants to.
It was like a 3-year window where you can go to China and get some fights.
10-year visas, bro.
Yo, Trent just did it. Trent went like 3 times in a row. Fabricio fought like
Fabricio lived there. Bruno lived there. I fought there. You fought there.
Yeah.
Joe Ray.
But just recently,
George fought there. George fought in China, dog.
Yeah, but just recently, yo, me and George fought in China last year. It was just the anniversary. It was the anniversary of Fumoto Dojo, but it was also the anniversary of China because I fought in China 2 weeks later. You know,
yeah, it's funny.
And
the first trip, right?
Our first trip to China, and the first thing I noticed, the first time we went to China, I was like, oh shit, they drive on the same side as the road as us, dog. We're driving on like America. I was like, this place looks like America. They had the green signs, and me and George we went on short notice.
That was like after the trial, so you guys didn't really know each other that well.
Nah, we didn't know him.
And Sam Baston, right?
Yeah,
this is before like. This is early on, dog.
It was super early, bro. I took George down in Juggernaut Fight Club, dog, and he held on to the fence, yo. That's when I took him down and he cheated, bro. I had his toes were dingling like this, dog.
I gotta ask him about
wrestling
this,
coach my ass. His feet were dingling off the wall like this.
We're gonna ask him.
I had my elbows locked in tight. I was at Juggernaut. I was in my home gym, you know. So we were getting visas, bro. We were getting visas, and so then we had to start training. But we took the fight on. We both took it on pretty short notice.
You were training with him for the fight in Juggernaut?
Yeah, because we went to go get visas for our fights in China, and then we were training at Juggernaut, and I took him down, and he held on to the fence.
How funny is that? You were... Yeah, you know what's funny? You weren't even, like, you were before the tryout that year, because... you were already there, been to Juggernaut,
I had already been in Asia for 1 year when I did the tryout. I had done 2 stints in Tiger.
Yeah.
I had done a Muay Thai stint, and I had done a Jiu-Jitsu stint.
Yeah.
The first stint was I went to Tiger to do Muay Thai to get ready for my pro debut, and then my dog got me the job in Singapore, dog. This is a crazy ass story. JP, you gotta go get some more drinks. This is a crazy story, man. So I go to Thailand for the 4. This is the reason why. You're the reason why I was able to stay in Asia and make the roots, because I was in Thailand, staying with you in your house with Matt and before JP lived there, and then I was about to leave. And then I got what were we talking about? Oh, it's Singapore, or no? What were we talking about?
You were only staying, I think you were only there for a month.
I was only there for a month, dog.
And then I didn't want to go back. So there used to be this gym in Juggernaut, which actually, like, if you look at the people who went through there coaching, like, it helped a lot of people out. They live in Asia.
There's a lot.
Andrew Leone, the coach,
was before you, and then me. Yeah.
Juggernaut Fight Club in Singapore. Before I went there, the no-gi coach there was Andrew Leone. I don't really know his story before that, but then he went to, I think he was somewhere in Bangkok. Then he went to Juggernaut, and he left. And then PTT, and then Bali MMA, and look where he went. Look at him. And then Tommy Yang went, and then I went. And you know what's funny? I just didn't want to go back to Singapore. Like, I love teaching over there, and it was cool. It was like our first experience. Like, we were purple belts, you know. And I was like, "Yo, Emilio, you want to go to Singapore?" He's like, "Yo, where's Singapore, dog?" Like,
I didn't even know where that was, dog.
Bro.
I thought it was China, yo.
Bro, it was like first month in Asia. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought it was China.
And dog, you went to Singapore and you took that job, and you remember.
I was there for 4 months.
You were there for 4 months.
So then I did. So I did Muay Thai. The first time. That one was bad, dog. You got me the job to do. I got the job to teach jiu-jitsu, but I had just gotten my purple belt, and I didn't do jiu-jitsu the whole time I was in Thailand. Yeah. I never trained jiu-jitsu, yo. Yeah. I only did Muay Thai because I'm like, I'm in fucking Thailand. I'm not gonna train jiu-jitsu.
Muay Thai.
I got Enrico Coco back home. I don't need to train jiu-jitsu here. So then I remember I was living with you, and I never even saw. I was just doing the Muay Thai schedule.
Sure. As you should, bro.
Yeah, and I was getting ready for my fight in Bangla with Joe Ray and shit. I was doing the classic roundabouts.
Yo, but you did it right. A lot of people come here and jump right into their shit.
But then I went to Singapore, dog. Yeah, man, that's crazy. But then when I went there, I remember I had to like fucking teach, and I was rusty for like a month. Imagine not training for a month and then going to some new gym.
Listen, dog.
And I thought there were a bunch of busters there. They were good, man. I thought it was gonna be like a third world country. This is some bull. This was crazy. Yo, when I went to Singapore, dog, I thought I was going to like some third world country where like the best thing was like a blue belt.
Yeah. Look at it, like, yo, that gym was a good start for us because we had just gotten our purple belts, and like it was like our first experience coaching, you know. It really was.
I learned so much, bro. I really got good though, dog. I learned a lot about coaching and teaching.
For sure.
Listen, man, I have a special place in my heart for Singapore.
100%.
I still do.
No, we used to live in the back of that gym, yo. This is what, back then too, like it was a little different back then. 6, 7, 8 years ago, like you could be a purple belt and be teaching kind of around Asia, but now there's so many really black belts at this point. There's so many black belts that people are really going to hire. I mean, brown belts for sure, but black belts. Back then, purple belt, boom, we got a job. And try to be a purple belt right now and try to go travel to Singapore to be a coach. It's going to be very hard.
Yeah. But maybe, yeah. So, so like you said, right? So we go. This is both me and you's kind of like our survival goal, right? Like, how long were you in Asia before you got the job to go to
my first time going to Singapore?
Yeah. How long were you in Thailand already?
Maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years at that point.
Oh snap! So you already been in Asia.
I was
in China.
I was working for Tiger. This goes back to like whole Tiger story. My first job, I wasn't always the jiu-jitsu coach. My first job, I was working my way up. Was in the office. I used to do the emails. They used to send, if you emailed info@tigermuaythai.com and you wanted to book a trip to the road, which now everyone knows, but back then we would book Cocoville and Signature. We would book everything for you, your whole package.
Really?
I did that whole email. I did all of that, and that because back then nobody really knew where to go. So what they did was there wasn't really Instagram either. So there
was no social media because
it was the beginning of it.
I think I used to message you like every month. Like I'd be like, hey, I want to go train there. How much is it? You know, like
that was like the beginning of Instagram. It wasn't that big. Facebook, it was whatever. YouTube, we were getting a following off YouTube. But if you wanted, you emailed a place. I remember when I went, I emailed a place.
Yeah.
And so I would do all those emails, and that was and I was able to work in the office on the computer, and then train before and after, and then fight. And
you were able to do classes and you train Muay Thai and everything like that,
would just,
right?
train in the morning, go work, get my work done, train in the afternoon, sit there, and bro, all of a sudden it gave me like a way to stay here and a job. No work permit back then, and the salary was shit, but forever thankful, you know what I mean? Like,
man.
It was my foot in the door and able to keep training. I could just train all day long and then do my work.
And what was the hours like? Like, I remember that office with Miss Leg. Used to work in the office with
Miss Leg.
So before the
hours were up to me, honestly, because it was just on my computer.
And it was like everything was together, right? Like you had the office to sign. You signed up, the gear shop and the rental bikes, bro. Everything. And the TKO, I guess all the little desks were all there.
And I used to have a desk back there too. I sat back there behind Tukta. This is what everyone knows. Two sisters.
Yeah, she was renting bikes for people on Tiger.
Yeah, so she used to work right in front of me, and that's how I would start to learn to speak Thai, because I would just try to talk to them. And then she would get somtam. That's when I first started eating somtam, because she would get it from the cart, and I would try to like pretend like I could eat spicy, and I'd be like sweating, but like I wanted them to think I was cool, you know. And now I love it, you know.
No way, man. That's
and I would just work in there, and the schedule was just get your work done, and then I was able to train and fought Muay Thai, fighting in the barbecues, competing in jiu-jitsu, flew to the Philippines to go compete, flew to Malaysia to compete, Bangkok, like just.
You flew to the Philippines to compete,
dude. Back I flew to the Philippines to compete. When I was a blue belt, we were trying to get like a team together, and we did fundraisers. We did a bike wash. We raised money to get a fund together to send people to the Philippines. We did auction night. We did different. We had a whole bunch of different stuff, and we ended up raising enough money for our flight for like 5 of us to go fly over there, fly to Manila. It was the Pan Asian something, I don't know, one of those. And I was still a blue belt at the time, bro. And I went over there. Yeah, we went over there, like 5 of us, and competed in jiu-jitsu, bro. And it was all, we got it paid for from like donations. It was pretty crazy, bro. It was pretty sick.
No way, man.
Yeah.
You guys got it paid for through donations?
Yeah. It's pretty sick. We did like fundraisers and stuff. Like, yeah, please. Yeah, that was crazy. Thinking about it now, that was like a bit crazy. But back then, like, there wasn't like a jiu-jitsu team or anything. You know what I mean? Like, yo.
Were you there before Fernando Mercatero got there?
Yeah, I was there. Ray Elby was the jiu-jitsu coach. Ray Elby was a black belt. Ray Elby was the jiu-jitsu coach, and he was there for like maybe 3 months before I left. Before he left. But like, oh, that's so cold.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Yes, it's nice.
Cheers, lads. Yo, so you're training at Tiger. You did the emails, and then you get the opportunity to see. All right, so you had gotten your purple belt from Fernando when you were at Tiger.
I got my purple belt from him, and yo, seriously, like you, I think we got ours around the same month. Honestly, I think we've got our purple belt around the same month, and we got our brown belt together.
Did you get your purple belt just when I met you?
Just when I met you, like a month before, because I just come back from Singapore. Tommy Yang.
No way, bro. That's crazy. I didn't know that, dog, because I had just got mine like 2 months before I saw you. That's why I went to Thailand,
super green.
dog.
I was super green when I went to Singapore to go teach. But Tommy Yang, he was a fighter in purple belt, and he was my friend. And he was just like, again, he handed the job off to me. He was like, bro, you're gonna kill it. Like, don't worry. Like, just believe yourself. And I remember calling Josh Hinger as well. You know, like, because Josh Hinger gave me a blue belt, and then so I got a purple belt from somebody else. You know, I was out here, and he was doing his own thing. And I remember he like was really cool. Like, he congratulated me about it and everything. But then when I went to go coach, I was like, coach? Me coach? Like, what the fuck? You know, like, I don't know. Like, I felt really, you know, you know how it is, bro. Even now, you feel a bit self-conscious sometimes. But like,
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, he was like, yo, man, just believe in yourself. He's like, I didn't think I was ready when I was to teach you guys, because he taught us. He was a purple belt when he started, and he was like, bro, you're ready. Just believe in yourself. And he told me that every time I got a new belt, every time I went to go to a new fight, he would just say, yo, man, everyone feels like that. And that was like one of the best pieces of advice, you know. Like, he's like, just with everything, bro. Even with like, bro, it goes all the way to fighting too. Like, you get all those like fears and everything. It's like, nah, man, like, you're there for a reason. You got to believe that we're there for a reason.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, exactly.
People can fake it, but I mean, listen, some people still fake it in fighting, but the people, you're there for a reason, you know? Straight up.
And so man, all right. So then, and then when you went from you were training in you went from when you started training at Tiger. How did you start coaching at Tiger?
That was super random. So I just went from teaching. I went from working in the office, doing office stuff, computer or like the emails and all that stuff, and which luckily I could do from anywhere. So when I got the coaching job to go to Singapore, that was a big opportunity. That was a huge opportunity. That was like a real validation of like, oh fuck, like I'm in Thailand and what am I doing out here? I'm not really sure what's going on. Like I'm making money and I'm training and all this stuff and I'm competing and doing okay. And all of a sudden, like someone's gonna fly me to go coach.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm like, that's my job. Deal, and to be able to call my family and tell them that too.
Yeah.
'Cause my family, they were just like, you're sleeping at a gym and you're doing what? You're fighting in state, like in these Thai states. It didn't make sense. And then when I was like that, I'm gonna be paid to go to Singapore, and they're gonna pay for everything, and I'm gonna be a coach, So, but anyways, when I went back from there, it was one of the times because you'd gone and then I would go back and we would kind of switch sometimes. It was kind of cool. And
from Singapore, right? Yeah.
I got back and I had that teaching experience, and at that time there was a morning coach was a black belt, and the evening coach had always been a purple belt. That was just whatever. There was the morning black belt and there was the evening purple. That's just kind of how the classes were. And it was a few different coaches in the evening. Actually, Stuart Cooper was the evening coach at that time. Man. Stuart was a purple and he was the evening coach at that time. And he's talked about his, on podcasts and stuff, but he had some personal stuff. He had to leave. And he had to leave pretty sudden. He just had some things going on in his life. And so at that time when he had left, Brian Ebersol and Roger Huerta were the MMA coaches.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they were like, hey man, right now Stuart's gone. He had to go deal with some stuff. Can you just fill in for the classes? You just got back from Singapore. It was really, Roger and Brian really had a lot of faith in me as well. He was like, yeah man, you're just coaching. You just got back from Singapore. Let's see what you got. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna cover classes at Tiger Muay Thai. Like, oh my god, they were gonna look for a replacement. That was the original plan. They were gonna look for somebody else to fill that spot, and for whatever reason, the classes were just doing well, and people liked them, and it was like good feedback and good response. I mean, I was like on this like trial period for like, I don't know, a long time.
Really?
A long time.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, was it scary? Like, how we?
Not really. I was
about it, or it was alright.
Yeah, I mean, I think I always, and now it's funny. As you should always be improving. Now when I look back at myself originally coaching, I was like, oh my god, what was I doing? You know what I mean? But for some reason, people enjoyed it and people liked it, and I think I always felt because I wasn't going into it as a black belt and I wasn't going into it having won like world titles or really like done much. I'm very honest about that. I felt like, fuck, I can't fuck up. I got to be on point, and that was true. That ended up being true pretty much throughout the whole time. Any little mistake I made, I got really chewed out for it. Like really simple things. And I had to like kind of watch my back because I was kind of nobody, you know what I mean? So I always was like not fearful for my job, but it made me be like, fuck you, I gotta be a good coach. I gotta teach this the right way. There's gonna be people coming here, and if I don't do this well, I'm not gonna keep my job. And then I don't know, I just feel like I always put a lot of effort into it. Now my classes are 100 times better than they used to be, but I think I've grown a lot. But at that time I felt like I didn't deserve it really, but that pushed me, that made me try harder, because I felt like I was like, fuck, I don't know if I deserve this position, and I don't want to fuck this up, Yeah,
and Joe Rogan talks about that a lot, about like having like imposter syndrome, you know what I mean? Like getting the role, and then like when you get the role, like believing that like whenever you get a role that's like good or something like that, like you don't believe like you're good enough to be there or whatever it is, and it's like, or like you feel like you're like you're being an imposter, like you don't belong there, But it's true, like that's how everybody feels.
Even now, bro. Even to this day, dog. We've talked about this before, Emilio. Even to this day, bro. We've been training a long time. We know who our skills match up against. We know what we're talking about. When we go to fights, we know what we're capable of, and we still have these feelings like, you see like a lot of younger people asking for shit and different sponsors and all this type of stuff, and we've always been the type like, fuck, am I really this person? And it's,
man, I go through it all the time, Yeah. So this is why, like, I'm excited for this podcast, because I said like sometimes we go to the gym, and I'm like, what the hell, like, how is it, like, just it happens all the time, like with that imposter syndrome, like you feel like, what am I doing? Like, do I deserve this or whatnot, or what it is? And it's not like, yo, you can't blame it's not like everything is earned. You know what I mean? Like it's not given. So
I can't.
You have to be. You know, like there's a reason why. And then, but when I don't think about that, when I think in the positive, like yo, but see, that's the thing is, you know what it is? It's like, I think it's that like you said before, like that comparison. Like you're always thinking about things. You know, like I'm always thinking too much. But it's like you gotta think about. For now, my big thing is like focusing on the people that enjoy it. You know, and the people that want it. And I was like, you know what? Like, try to impact everybody's life in the best way possible. And like, they don't want anything from the training or whatever it is. But
I think there's like
owning it. Something about owning it. I don't know. Like,
I think there's nothing wrong with like.
It's a weird spot out here.
I used to do it too much, and to be fair, we were really young. We were young in the sport, and I think, like in the positions we were in, we were fairly young in the sport, but now you just got to be like, I know what I'm talking about. We do. You know what we're talking about. I know, like 100% confidence, like straight up, you know what I mean? And just being very honest. And I think it's really the path of jiu-jitsu is being like, we're to that point now where like, it's funny, like you and me have like we have similar situations because our coaches that we grew up with are back home. And then out here, the head black belt has kind of always, lasted about 2 years. And, there's a lot of transitions. And people like, I feel like people want their like higher belts, like because it for some reason makes you feel something. I don't think I've ever felt like I deserved that next belt, right? But I think at some point where I've really learned after now 11 years of jiu-jitsu, we said it for years, that actually doesn't matter. What matters is our skill and our ability to explain and our ability to break down and our ability to answer questions. And we got to believe in that shit straight up,
Yeah, like, it's like, what is it that they Yeah, 100%.
Question me if you want. These are my answers, and if you don't like my answers, we know our craft so well. You know your craft so well that like, at this point, the imposter syndrome, as far as like a jiu-jitsu aspect, that for me is gone because for sure. Now I'm like, cool, let's cool.
Now with anything teaching wise,
I feel like after 11 years, maybe it's been the past 10 years, I feel like I know a lot. All right, so. And these are and I don't know everything, but you can ask me some stuff, and I'm going to tell you why this is what I said. And I could be wrong, but I'm going to give you a fairly good answer that I feel like is right. So
what do you think have been a couple bench posts for you specifically in your coaching career that have made you, really kind of step away from your imposter syndrome and think like, oh, I'm becoming a good coach. I know I'm heading in the right direction this way. Or something like just kind of the feedback from students, things like that.
Yeah, two things. I would say probably two things, and it's just being really honest, is consistently tapping out higher and higher level guys. I really, honestly, as you go through your jiu-jitsu, because, I've always been a really good blue belt. I was always a really good purple belt. You know what I mean? And been taught I was a good brown belt. Like, that can mean something to you. But at some level of jiu-jitsu where you get to like a black belt level and where there's people who have been training 10 years, like real experts in jiu-jitsu, are you able to do the things that you teach to them? And if you're not, you're probably not ready to that point, right? So like, not that you can't teach. I'm not saying that you can't teach. For me, on a personal level of like feeling that my jiu-jitsu is that I believe in it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Gives me way more confidence in teaching. Gives me way more confidence in teaching, and that for me personally as well goes with fighting as well. When I fight, that's how it gives me more confidence to be a coach. Like not every coach has to fight, but for me, it's the same thing. So I believe in what I'm teaching because I know it works, and I think it just trickles down. Like because I used to when I would teach and. Because even at pro, you don't have all the answers. Not that that's wrong. It doesn't mean you can't teach, but you might not have all the answers. I would get defensive. If somebody would ask a question and I didn't like the way they asked or something, even though it could have been simple, and I still do it now a little bit. I try to get away from it, but even if it was simple, I would feel like I was being challenged, and I probably didn't have the answer, which is why I would get like felt like it was being a challenge. Wow. Now I'm like, oh. That is a good question. This is why I believe that I do that, and I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. Like now, yeah, like where
it's different now because
because there's ways though. Because like somebody you usually can tell when somebody's like asking you, like, why the fuck you asking me?
Of course,
what are you talking about? It's like it's like, what do you mean if you like it's like the what if guy. It's like like what if bro? It's like okay guys, this is how the move goes. You put your elbow over here, and then it's like, and the guy's like, what if you can't do it? Then do something else, bro. You know what I mean to tell you,
But that's my answer now. I used to get defensive. Now I say that I'm not going to do that move.
But now you have the confidence to be like, I don't know, bro. Let's let's figure it out. Why do I do it? And then that's like, because I'm in the same boat now, bro. It's like, now when people ask me if I don't know, I'll just act like that right in front of them. I'll be like, oh, that's a good question. Then I'll figure it out on the fly with him right there. I'll be like, well, let's see. And then I'll get the guy like, let me borrow you. And I get the arm borrow. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I do it. And then as I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? But now if I don't have the answer or whatever, I'll just be like, yeah, that's a good question, brother. No, let's fucking yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'll call you over.
I was thinking about this today because somebody asked me to do a private, a friend of mine, and he is a little bit higher level. He's a blue belt, so he had like specific stuff he wanted to work on, and I was like, I just wanted him to tell me what he wanted to work on so I could think about it. And I was thinking about as like a coach of giving an answer of I don't know if like that's okay, and I didn't used to think it was okay. And that's probably because I wasn't as good at jiu-jitsu. But I remember I go back to Josh Singer back in the day when he would teach. He was so confident in himself that he would be like, I don't know, that's a good question. Let me ask. And then he would go home and he would message either Jason Bukic, which was the guy who gave him his brown belt, or I'm not sure if he talked to Barry Yoshida at that time, but he would go find out. And when I think about it in like hindsight, as a student, I never was like, oh, he sucks, he doesn't know the answer. I never would say that. Why would I say that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because he smashed us. Because he fucked us up. So then when he would say that, like me looking back in hindsight, him saying that so early on when he was coaching as a purple belt was really mature. He'd be like, let me find out and I'll get back to you. I don't think I would have said that when I was coaching as a purple belt. I would have gotten kind of like shell up and maybe ignored the question. Now I feel like I'm okay doing that. Let me find out. Let me ask.
Nice, yeah. That's a big step, but that's like the different levels of teaching that you go through.
That's the different levels of teaching, yeah.
Like I go through.
There's still so much I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, like so you remember? So we used to switch off, guys. Sometimes we'd go so I would go to Singapore, and I would go for maybe 3 months, and then I'd be like, I would want to go crazy, and want to shoot myself in the face, and want some freedom. And then I would get out, and then Alex would go for a month, and then I would go and with. So this is like, I did a couple stints before the tryouts.
Sometimes we got to do it together. It was dope.
Yeah, sometimes we got together, and that was dope. That was fucking awesome. But we had to share a bunk bed. Fuck, always together. Together. Listen, when did we jerk off? Listen, jerk off when you were gone.
Listen, jerk off each other, right?
Listen, dog. Yo, this is why, like, yo. Again, going back to like people who've been here a long time. Yo, we used to do shit like this back then. Everyone sees how big Tiger is now. We used to live back in the back room in Singapore. Anyways, go on about what were we talking about?
No. So like I did two stints. I did 2 stints before the tryouts. You know what I mean? One was I was training Muay Thai, and the other one I came back to Thailand, and I was like, yo. Because of that same reason, I go to Singapore. It's my first time teaching. And I only went for a month, but I stayed for 4 months, and but I really got into it. You know, I got into the scene out there. I made my debut out there and everything, and then I was there for 4 months straight. But then I was tapped out, bro. I was tapped out with all my techniques and everything I was teaching the students. And then when I went back to Tiger Muay Thai. I went back to Tiger, yo. What happened?
No, I was just asking.
Yeah, we can pause, yo. Just remember what I'm saying. Yo, so
I don't want to interrupt. Finish what you're saying. Finish what you're saying.
So I was in Singapore. I was in Singapore teaching, and I was so like, it was my first time teaching, and I was so learning how to teach so much that when I went back to Tiger Muay Thai, I didn't do no MMA or no Muay Thai. I just did jiu-jitsu with you guys, with you and Stu every day, and Fernando, because I wanted to learn some new techniques for when I went back to Singapore.
We had some funny times in Singapore, huh? Fuck, man.
Singapore's a good spot, dog. Singapore's a good spot.
We used to live in the gym, so I don't know if you guys have ever been to Singapore. Just imagine a town and there's like a big, is it the ocean? I don't even know, whatever's in front of a lake or something.
It's so beautiful.
Boat
Clark Quay, the Key.
Boat Quay and Clark Quay, yeah.
Yo, we lived in Boat Quay. We lived in the Central Business District, the CBD area of Singapore.
The gym was in the most busy, like, business yet bar and like kind of nightlife district in all of Singapore. The gym was there, and we used to sleep in the back of it.
Yeah, underneath our gym was a bunch of bars, and then on top was a hostel, and then we had 2 floors to the gym, and then on both floors, the window outs, looking out, you could see the water, and then you can see the Marina Bay Sands. And you had like Singapore nightlife just walking underneath you. It was beautiful, man. We used to go train. You train from you teach from you do like 3 or 4 classes. It was a long schedule, bro. You got to teach. It was beginners class, MMA class, wrestling, jiu-jitsu class every day. Fucking no gi, MMA, and wrestling. It was 4 classes a day. It was like a crazy little stint. It would be like from 4 to 9, you know? It was like...
people got after work.
It was after work. So the first class was, I think, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, the first class was at 5 o'clock, the beginner's class, you know? And then it was like either no-gi or MMA.
Wow.
And then wrestling, and then...
Because you guys were about a juggernaut at the time. That was literally 2 blocks away from basically Wall Street.
Yeah.
Singaporean Wall Street.
Yeah, from the CBD district.
And the party district. And Clark.
And the party district.
So you had Clark Key on the left, and then you had Boat Key, and then you had like...
But it's like a different
beer
type.
drinkers were below us. That was all where they would drink beer.
That's where all like the people get out of work. They get out of work.
Soccer, yeah.
All the expats that live in Singapore, all the business guys, they get out of work, and everybody gets on the piss.
Yeah.
And then that's where the gym was. So then when we after training we'd go out at 10 and then we'd go to Magumbo's and do work.
That's where we would get dinner, yo. Arvin, everyone who knows
Arvin, dog.
Singapore knows Arvin, yo.
Everybody knows Singapore's been to Arvin, has been to Magumbo's.
The juggernaut, yo. And I remember that we would finish 10 o'clock. By the time we cleaned the mats and everybody showered and gone out, it's 10 o'clock. What's the only place open is Magumbo's, and they got a good menu actually. The food was good.
Yeah, they had the chicken.
But the beer was good, and so was the party.
They had beer. We used to get pictures. We used to get the bucket. In Singapore, you get the buckets. You get 5 beers. It was like something ridiculous, like 65 Sing. Bullshit. They had Coronas for 70 Sing, dog. Yo, 70 Sing dollars for 5 beers, which is like 70 Sing is probably like
$50.
Like 50 bucks USD.
Yeah.
Yo, but then they had
let's go $10 a beer.
What was it BQ Bar was also.
Then they had BQ Bar on the corner. That was a good spot. They had the
UFC Singapore, bro. Me and Woody went there and drank.
Yo, that's right. Yo, John Nutt played against Masvidal and Kobe. They played beer pong at BQ Bar when Kobe Covington fought Stun Gun in Singapore.
Oh, sick.
That's crazy, right?
John Nutt was little Filipino joints in the back.
The little Filipino, hello, sir. Come for a drink, sir.
Dog, grabbing you worse than Patong. Like, Patong, they don't really grab you. Those little Filipino places in Singapore.
And it was in Singapore. It's like the most strict place.
Yo, the front of the street was like all the business guys, like nice restaurants, nice bars, like super classy. And literally the back, out in the open, was these little Filipino.
But it wasn't even like in the back because that's where our restaurants were.
It wasn't the back.
It was like in front of. It was on the main street in front of the restaurant.
Before you got to the waterfront.
Yeah.
And we go and have Chinese food over there and Indian food.
And just walking the dinner. Indian food. Yeah, oh man. You're gonna get me like going with the food. You know what I'm saying?
Like, man, food in Phuket is so expensive, bro.
Why isn't Indian food so? But it's really good here.
It's exotic, you know, like but.
It's really good
Singapore,
here.
yo, dog. Singapore, $5 you can get like a bunch of stuff, you know.
You know, like my first 2 years in Singapore, I didn't really fuck with Indian food, yo. I was always scared of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, yo, Singapore, I had a hard time with the spices, bro. Like, I was like, man, I was just always like, I had a red butthole out there, bro. Like my first year in Singapore, I just was like always, and then the gym, man, it was crazy because the gym we lived in the gym, you know, we lived in the little locker room, so we lived in a little room behind the locker room. So they had the locker room that stunk like smelled like feet and wet clothes, and then you had the little room that we stayed at. It was like the staff room. That was our room, the 2 little bunk room, the little bunk
lockers,
beds.
Dog, and everybody, all the other coaches would come there like a coach's
hangout. So annoying, dog. So you had no privacy, yo. I had no drawers, no nothing. I lived in a bunk bed. And then I would keep my clothes in my suitcase underneath. Yo, when you sent me there, dog. Oh, man. Bro, y'all don't even know, dog. I'm an adaptable motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something, dog. I can live anywhere, bro, because I was tripping out, Alex, dog. My first fucking hour in Singapore, I was tripping, dog.
I'd already been in Asia a little
when
longer.
I got in that room, I was only in Thailand for 4 weeks. I go to Singapore and I get to this room, and there's like 6 fucking guys in there, dog, and they're all over the place, bro. I'm just like, what? And they're all smoking cigarettes out the window, and they're on the bunk bed. And I'm like, yo, where's my room at? And they're like, this is your room. This is going to be your bed, okay? The bottom bunk. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, God, I don't know dressers? And they're like, nah. I was like, yo, this is your storage room. It was a little locker, like a little gym locker that you put a little key. It was like a gym locker in school, man. Like the school lockers in high school that you put your freaking notebooks in.
That was like this, dog. It was like a cubicle, bro.
That one. It was like a little cubicle like that, bro. And there was 3 of them. And I was like, the bottom one is yours. It's like, what the fuck? I have my passport and like I figured it out. It was all right. And then afterwards, it became real cool, though, you know?
Yeah, it was like an adventure, bro. I remember that too. I remember going there and being like, yo, where the fuck am I, bro?
Exactly.
I remember the whole experience, bro. And I was like, you know, like... in Singapore, yo, some of the Malaysian people, it's custom to like eat food with your hands, and like I remember like in America, you never saw that. You know what I mean? And man, and I remember seeing like
the first time I saw it.
Like not being like in like a disrespectful way. I just never seen people like eating with their hands, like eating rice and like curry with their hands. I know it was a thing, and so in my head I was like, where am I, bro? What is going on? That's not everything. Not everyone do that, but some people.
It's alright though. It's dope though. It's an Indian thing, so then and a Malay thing. So when I went to Singapore, I went to the food courts, and I remember I went up, man, and I saw like. I see one person eating with their hands, and I'm like, oh snap, that guy's eating with their hands. Like, oh, that's crazy. And then I keep walking, and I was like, there's another one. I was like, oh snap, this is what they. Then I came back and then I go back to the gym. And then Arab and all the guys and Ali and everybody, they're all eating with their hands, eating like chicken and rice with their hands. And I was like, oh snap. And then I started asking them about it, and I learned about it,
Yeah.
But it was cool, man. I love Singapore. Like, so I got there.
Yeah.
I got there on a Saturday. And then I saw Arvin was like doing some computer work on the gym, and he's like, "Oh, the guys went to the gym." I ended up taking this. I went to they said they went to the beach, so I just took and they told me what beach they went to, and I just took the train alone. I took the bus and the train out there to Sentosa. And there's only one beach in Singapore, and I found him. It was mad random, but I really knew him. But then I just ended up just hanging out with him and like walking with him around and stuff like that. But it was like a 2-hour excursion to find him.
I've never been to Sentosa.
It was crazy,
Same. The first day I got to Singapore, the first day I dropped my bags off, there was an ONFC event, and check out how small like world type of shit this is. There was a ONFC event that day, and I got there, and I think Tommy was there. I don't remember who the other coach was. Somebody else was there. That day I dropped my bag off. I went to go change. Shannon Kai was fighting Bashir. Shannon fought Bashir Ahmad, one of the matchmakers for one now, when he was fighting for one. And the first day I got to Singapore, he was fighting in Singapore. So I know Ryan Diaz. You know Ryan Diaz? Combat Sports? He was there helping corner Shannon. This was I can't remember who was the MMA coach at Tiger at the time. Everything was kind of in transition. But so Ryan was there with him, and he called me. He was like, yo, come help me out. So he called me. I went. We just snuck back in the back. It was at the huge arena. He brought me back. He gave me a corner pass, and all of a sudden I was in the back cornering Shannon for that fight. And I remember was that the first one event I was at? I can't remember. And then
and that's when you first got to Singapore?
The first day. I dropped my bag off, and I remember he was like, meet me at Merlion. And I was like, what the fuck is Merlion? I had no idea what Merlion was. Merlion's like the big statue in Singapore, like mermaid lion that's spouting in the water. My first day, and I had like no idea, and I was like trying to find Merlion. Boat Key is super close to it, so it was like mad easy. I remember like running around and be like, whoa, like running through the city, like, where the fuck am I right now? And I went to go meet Ryan Diaz. It was so dope, man. It was really cool. And I went to ONEFC, and I forgot who else was there. The old owner of Tiger, Big Mac, Will McNamara, Big Mac was there, big guy.
Yeah.
And they got us. I don't remember who else was there. They gave us so we had all the corner passes, and then they gave us these VIP passes. And they used to have back then. They would cut half of the arena off, and the back was like a VIP hangout area, and there was like free booze back there. And so like I went there, like helped out with Ryan, was in the back. Like, oh fuck, you know who else fought that night? Shinyaoki fought that night. He won the belt off Boku that night. Dog, I was there for that.
What?
This is my first ever event. I hadn't been in Asia that long. It was so dope. So and fuck, who else fought? Melvin Manhoff fought. He fought for ONEFC, and he fought, and I was there. It was dope.
That's crazy. That's so funny.
Just by chance, because they needed me there on a Saturday, and I needed the coach on Monday. So just by chance, my flight was there, and Ryan Diaz, we were always mad cool, and he was like, "Yo, come help me out," and I was like, "Oh shit," and it was cool.
That's wild, man. It's so funny? When Luke's first day in Singapore, he went to Singapore and Major was fighting.
Yeah.
And he went to go watch, and he never been to Singapore. And Kai Shang, our student, the one that we took to Full Metal Dojo, he went and picked up Luke from the gym, and it just took him around. And Luke's like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And then he takes him to the fights, and they got front row seats, and then they watch Major fight, yo.
Major fight who?
I think he fought Pucci, dog, and he soccer kicked him.
So Luke Adams is there for that, and was just like, "Yo, this shit is dope."
That was his first day. That's his first day in Singapore.
He was like, "Yo,"
he dropped his bags off, and he got picked up, and he went, and then the other coach was fighting, and then he saw him fight front row, and he saw him soccer kick somebody.
Yo, soccer kicked him to death, dog. Yo, that fight.
The soccer kick, dog.
He in that fight. So the guy he was fighting was a black belt. He was on his back, and so jiu-jitsu kind of technically starts on your back with your feet up in the air, like to defend yourself, right? That's where they're engaging. And major overall, this is back when you could talk for 1FC. You should insert that clip right there, dog, if you can, yo. He ran. Oh no, you know what? 1FC took down.
He dropped him.
He ran straight through it and Saka kicked him. Just ran through his guard.
He dropped him and then he ran through his guard. He's been practicing. He was practicing that shit for like months.
He didn't throw his legs by. He just ran through. It was beautiful.
It was like it's got to be the best finish in MMA history, you know? Like probably, you know.
It's sick.
But now it's illegal.
This is after having his back taken the whole first round.
Yeah.
The whole first round, he was back taken, and then he gets back up second round. He just boom pieces him up. Not as good as when my boy Emilio pieced him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I got sloppy seconds. Fuck.
That's all right. Hey, nothing sloppy about it. You know what I mean?
Yo, so hey, when did you start fighting, dog?
Man, so I grew up wrestling because I was like a little kid, and then I got into jiu-jitsu, and I was competing a lot in jiu-jitsu when I was, I guess 20. Started when I was 20, something like that. And I would always spar at the gym, and I was always, because we had like our gym was like an open thing, and we would like do jiu-jitsu and stuff. And Josh, he had fought MMA at that point. He was kind of fighting MMA, so like it was kind of like a new gym, and like we would do sparring. There wasn't really a fight team, but like he would be like, he'll bring gloves, and like occasionally we would just like MMA spar like that. And I would tell him there was like only one fighter at the gym at that time. There was only one fighter. This guy, Alex Moore.
Oh, word?
2 fighters, Alex Moore and Bo Tribolette. This guy, I think that's how you say his name. It was a crazy story. He was a cop, like a SWAT team officer, and some incident happened where somebody got shot, and he met, at least this is how I remember the story, and he met this guy, Alex, and he was like, yo man, he met him at the hospital, like, yo man, I want to take you to boxing, I want to take you to MMA, like help you like change your life, you know? And he ended up being a student of the gym, and I always looked up to them, and I would watch their relationship. He was fighting, like, he ended up like he's there. He's still a coach there now. The guy's like,
really,
guy's the man. Yo.
Is he like a black belt?
He's still a coach there now. He does a lot more boxing. He does train jiu-jitsu a little bit. I think he's in the gi. He might be a brown belt by now. And I was like so inspired by that, and I remember watching that, and I was like, yo, like I want to be a fighter like these guys. And they're huge. They're like heavyweights, bro. Like this guy Bo, he actually ended up fighting.
They're big boys, huh?
Huge. So there was no. I wasn't training with them. I would watch them, but I remember Bo, like he would include me and stuff, because I like, even from the beginning when I started training jiu-jitsu, I was like, I wanted to compete, and I wanted to, like, I told them like I wanted to fight. You know, this guy's like a white belt. I was like that kind of like annoying kid. They're like, yo, just come to class, come to class. But he would call me, and bro, there was like really not many pro fighters, so he would call me, and I remember on the weekends that was my first like taste of like hard, like Saturday training. We'd go and we'd do some exercise, like some slam balls, push the truck around the parking lot, like real desert shit, you know what I mean? Like flip tires and shit. And I was like, yo, this is so dope. Like, but there wasn't that many pro fighters. There wasn't really a system back then. And so I was like training my kickboxing and stuff. And then at that point I went to I was like, yo, I want to fight, but I was still in college. I was like finishing. I was like 21, I guess. And then I ended up, before I could ever fight, I ended up going to finish my school in China. And then at that time, like when I was training in China, there wasn't really gyms there. Like I still had that passion to like teach and train. So I ended up like actually making my own little like thing with this English guy. We ended up making our own little mat club. When we first started teaching, we were blue belts in China. There was nobody there. Bro,
you made a mat club in China?
I have crazy photos of these. You
met a guy that you trained in China?
So this is a whole other story. So bro, the first day I went there, I was like, dog, this is my jiu-jitsu training, fighting was my goal, my passion, but I was finishing school. And I remember being there, and the first day I went there, I was going on forums. There was no Instagram again, no Facebook, nothing. I went on forums, jiu-jitsu in Nanjing. And I remember I just found this English guy. Nanjing, dog.
Save that.
I met this English guy, Fred Greenlaw, and there's a crazy story where he is as well right now. And he was like, hey, I just bought some puzzle piece mats. I'm looking for like someone to train with. And we were both blue belts. And we found this like gym, and then so same thing. I went checked in with the school. I said, hey guys, my name's Alex. I'm here for school and stuff. And then they would like have all these group dinners, and I'd be like, all right guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go train. They're like, what are you talking about? You know? And I would meet this guy, just like dance to 6 floors up. We would walk up, hike up to the top. All Chinese. We didn't speak any Chinese. They didn't speak any English. And we would just lay out these, like, I'll show you, bro. I'm telling you, kid mats. Puzzle piece, little red and blue square. Kids mats, and we would train jiu-jitsu. And
the Chinese kids in jiu-jitsu?
No, just me and this guy. And he was a teacher at the university. And so he would get his other friends who were teachers, another guy, I don't remember where they were from, somewhere else, to come in. And there'd be like 2 or 3 of us, just training the 2 or 3 of us. And then we would get the Chinese guys in that little gym just lifting weights, bicep curls, and I'm talking really, I'll show you the pictures of what it looks like. Really crazy. And we would teach classes of like 4 or 6 people, and me and this guy Fred would roll. Nobody knew what they were doing. Me and Fred did. There was a guy that was like kind of, you know, martial arts type of guy. It's a whole crazy long story about that. Anyways, I'm sidetracking. So,
do you still talk to Fred?
He runs the Scramble Academy in Leeds. It's like a very famous gym in England.
China?
In England. He runs a Scramble Academy, and he competes in like all the Polaris and shit like that. I think he's a black belt now, bro. And me and it was crazy. This is a crazy story.
I don't need this, bro. I can hear you fine.
This is a whole other crazy story, and the pictures of it is crazy. And I could go back to that thing, but like, anyways, I knew like I was like fuck, like I'm here, like, and I'm away from the gym. Like I was only a year and a half into training or something like that, but I was 2 years in a blue belt. But some people stop at that point, but I just loved it so much, I made it happen, even when I was in China. We ended up associating with this Brazilian. Bruno knows the guy that like lived in Shanghai, and he would come down, and we would have this affiliation.
Really? And Bruno knows him?
I'm pretty sure, bro. Crazy. And anyways, so then I finished my school there, and I was like, yo, school is cool. I got this all done, and I was like, I want to fight Muay Thai. I was like, I want to fight Muay Thai. I'm going to go to Thailand. So I was in China. I was
You're close, huh?
I was close. I was like, all right, I just graduated school. You know, like, I got, like, gifts, like, money from family and stuff from graduating college. So I had, like, not very much money. But I was like, what am I going to go all to America for? I was like, I want to go fight Muay Thai in Thailand. Like, that was, like, what I wanted to do. I was like, I've been doing ground for so long. I want to start a fight career. Wow. I want to go to Thailand. And I love Thai food. Straight up. And so that was it. And again, at that time, I was in this like class with all these like American kids. There was like 20 of us kids from Arizona in China. So like we had like a little group of friends. They all thought I was crazy. They were like, "What are you talking about?" You know what I mean? Like,
you want to go to train in Thailand?
Yeah, like fight Muay Thai. Yeah, it was crazy. But then I had one friend who had this guy David Bleckman. He wanted to go travel Thailand as well, just as like a holiday. So we booked trips.
Did I meet him?
Yeah, he came to Thailand before. Yeah. And so I booked in advance a month at Tiger Muay Thai. A month before I left China, I booked a month in advance. Room 2,500 baht, dorm room, everything. Like I booked everything, and I went 2 weeks backpacking with David Bleckman. We went backpacking Chiang Mai, rode motorbikes, like did the whole thing, Khao San Road, like Koh Phangan, we did the half moon party, like just doing it for 2 weeks.
I've never done that. I gotta do the half moon party.
Hold on, with a backpack on. And then I knew that at some point he was breaking off, and I was going to Phuket to live and train at Tiger. And I was gonna party for 2 weeks, and then I was gonna train at Tiger for a month and fight Muay Thai at the end of the month. This was my dream. I want to be a fighter, yo. And I went there with a backpack, bro, and I never, because when I lived my plan was to go back to China. I had all my stuff, my clothes, my bags, my luggage, my suitcase. Like, it was winter there, so I had like nice jackets and suits and pants and shirts, and I was there for school, so we were like going to meetings and shit, you know.
That's crazy.
I had a bunch of dope. So when I went to Thailand, I took a backpack with a gi. I brought my gi, my belt, some training gear, and some board shorts.
Oh, but did you go home after China?
I never went home. I came.
So where'd you do with your stuff? You left it?
I've never gotten it back. I came to Thailand with a backpack. Everything I have now, I've acquired here.
Where's your stuff from China?
I never got it. I never went to get it. I left it at somebody's. I left it in the school, like the office. University of Arizona had like a program there. They rented an office space, and then I was like, oh, I'll mail it back. But at that point, I didn't know where I was going to be living. I didn't know what I was doing. Everything was so like month to month. And then that school closed down. The school closed down, and so the office. I don't know what happened to it, dog. Bags of shit, like I'm talking nice, like nice suits, like bunch of stuff.
You just let it go, dog.
I just let it go, dog. I just let it go, but yo, so that was like, I was like, yo, that whole time was probably when I knew like I wanted to like 100% be a fighter. Like the whole time I was training, like jiu-jitsu was kind of like my path into fighting. Like it was like, all right, starts with wrestling, right? You're like, all right, I'm wrestling. I was a pretty good wrestler in high school. Not the best, but I was pretty good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I did my thing, and you think you're cool. You can take people down. You can wrestle them. All right, go to college. Can I choke someone out? Do I think I'm a bad dude? Can I choke somebody out now? Alright, can I fuck him up? Ooh, alright, I'm pretty good at that. Can I do that? Alright, now can I do this when someone's trying to fuck me up? When someone's trying to fight me? When someone's trying to knock me out? Can I do that? It's kind of just progression of like, yo, how far can I take my skills? how badass do I think I am? Yo, straight up, like, yo, you don't have to be what you would call like a badass to fight, but yo, there's anybody who's willing to step in there and fight another man, another human, to the knockout, to the finish, to the choke or whatever, like, yo, you gotta have some real confidence in yourself, you know. And it really was that. I was like, yo, how badass do I think I am? All right, I can wrestle. All right, I can choke him out. All right, I can choke him out. Like I do, and then try to knock me out.
Fuck, man.
And then, bro, so like, even I was like, yeah, it was 2 years in a blue belt. A lot of time people stop at that point. A lot of people are deciding, like, oh, it's gonna be a hobby. This is gonna be whatever, you know. Like, some people just clicks, and like, yeah, no, I remember I wanted to go to, you know, it's funny. So I never knew what Thailand looked like. Again, no Instagram. You have to imagine. Yeah, it wasn't the Stone Ages when we were in college or like in high school, but you weren't on Instagram seeing hashtag Phuket, hashtag this. What is this? What is that? What is this? You didn't really know what shit looked like. In a movie, ooh, is that Fiji or is that like some you know, like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how people thought to travel back then. Yeah. I saw it from YouTube, dog.
But even that was pretty new. You know what I mean?
I saw it from my gym. Yeah, I got lucky that Joe Ray was here. But yeah, so then you come here, man, and like, but you had no perception of Thailand. You had no idea about Bangkok or nothing. Like, how did you find out about Tiger? You went to Phuket and you knew there was Muay Thai gyms there?
No, it was... Because
they had no YouTube channel, right? The YouTube channel wasn't popping yet.
No, they did have YouTube, and that was the actually original first thing, and that's
how I saw.
That's what the first things, and that's what I was watching. I was watching the guest highlight videos and the Roger Huerta seminar and the different seminars that were going on. And I was watching
Danny Baki films.
Danny Baki.
Yeah, the Baki films
he was there
at the time.
He was there.
I remember those. I was like, yo, I need to go get me a Baki film.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go do that shit. I want to go run that hill and get some theme music behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yo, but I want to fight Muay Thai. I was like, yo, that's Thailand. And now, honestly, the funny part is like, so I was like looking it up. And I was like, yo, I want to fight Muay Thai. So I remember looking up shit in China. And again, like, you have to you just have back then. You were really searching. It wasn't very much. Think about
it. What was the search engine
think
like
about
in China? What was China like? What was the internet like in China?
I used VPNs.
You needed VPNs.
Yeah, for
even
sure.
Back then, 10 years ago.
Oh, even stronger VPNs. Now it's kind of easy. It's like you just go on your app. Back then it was like kind of hard.
And they had iPhones back then, or what kind of phones did you have in China?
I had
Did you have BBM?
I had an iPhone 3.
I had an iPhone in China. Okay, so 2012.
But I don't think I had a SIM card or anything. I was just like using it for Wi-Fi and shit.
Yeah.
That was 2011.
God damn.
2011.
Yeah,
bro.
late 2011.
What was I saying about that? What was I talking about China?
That
Oh, how I decided Tiger. So, bro, think about it. I've been training for 2 years jiu-jitsu, and I was already a blue belt. I've been training for 2 years and competing and thinking about fighting. But at that time, when I was in China, and who was I going to ask? I asked Josh Hinger. He was my coach. So I said, hey, man, I want to go to Thailand. What do you think? I didn't know many people at that time that had come to Thailand before. The only person I had known was Nick Burgell. Remember the guy that was out here? Tall, kind of lanky kid. Remember our friend Nick?
I love Nick.
Nick Burgell, yeah. The guy, yeah. So he was the only person that I had known that had like gone to Thailand and lived in like a Muay Thai camp. But I don't know what.
He had done that before?
He did it before. He did it like he was in like the Peace Corps or something like that. He took a month to go live in a Muay Thai gym. I remember when he told me that in America. When he told me that, I remember was like thinking he slept on like a bamboo mat in like on the floor of the gym. I didn't know like going to training camp was really. I knew you could, but it wasn't popular. So then no one had any recommendation. Even Josh Singer was like, oh, I don't know anything. Now, think about it now. If you step into a gym within a few months, you know Tiger Muay Thai, you know Phuket, you know like that it's a place that people go, you know. But at that time, so then I was looking at the websites and I was like, all right, I want to just train pure Muay Thai. I was thinking about, I think it was back when it was Rawai Muay Thai was actually in Rawai. I was like, all right, I want to be near a beach. I was like, why not? If I'm going to train Muay Thai, I want to be near an island. So Phuket sounded cool versus like Chiang Mai or anything. And I was like looking at Rawai Muay Thai and then Tiger. I remember looking at Tiger's site and it was between those two. And Tiger had jiu-jitsu. I was like, I love jiu-jitsu. I was like, I can't. I was like, it would be so dope. I go there, I'll train Muay Thai, but I can train some jiu-jitsu on the side. I thought it could be like a side thing, you know? And
imagine if you would have picked Rawai Muay Thai.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's what it ended up.
You'd be in Kalak right now.
I remember so Josh was he's a California SoCal guy. He's from Temecula and now he lives in San Diego. So he was kind of on that scene. So I remember telling him the coach back then was Ray Elby. And Ray Elby was a California guy as well. He's a SoCal guy. So Josh had like heard of his name. So he was like, yeah, go there. Yeah. So he's like, okay. And then Yeah, he was from like the first moment. I was like, yo, where should I go? Where should I go? Back then, I didn't know, and then yeah, I wanted to. That was it. I wanted to fight Muay Thai, and then obviously.
And then
obviously, jiu-jitsu masters call you. Like, jiu-jitsu, MMA, grappling, it just calls you. Like, when you love it, you just love it. But I did. I came here and I fought Muay Thai. Like, pretty early when I was here. Like, my first, like, professional fight without shin pads was Muay Thai at Bengal Stadium.
I was there.
The first one?
I was there.
Oh, God. I lost that one. That
I think I was at all your Muay Thai fights.
Were you?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I lost that one. I got in there way underexperienced. My first one with no shin pads or anything, and I was hyped for it. I was like, fuck it. I think I've been in Thailand 6 months. And the guy was just way more experienced. I think he'd get way worse shot. I lost that fight. But then I fought 2 weeks later. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, yo, I fought 2 weeks later.
Right back on that horse.
Yeah, because I was fucking... Yo, bro.
What was it like fighting the second time after 2 weeks later?
I don't know. I was super down. I don't know. It was really weird. I was like super... Yo, it's crazy.
You were a lot calmer the second time. I felt like you were really confident the second time.
The first one was a blur. The first one was a blur. I don't even remember it. I really don't. The first one was a blur. I remember the pictures, and I have some pictures, and the guy was quite big, and I look at him, he was quite lanky. I think it was his like 10th stadium fight. The guy was like a stadium fighter, and it was my first time fighting without shin pads, and I mean, way outmassed, but I remember being like, yo, what the fuck? And then I went back 2 weeks later, and I remember I just showed up to training, I took a few days off, and then I showed up to training. I was just super hyped, and I did it again, bro.
Yeah, look that piece, yo. For the
second time. You just signed up. You were there, JP?
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
In Bangla Stadium?
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm sure I was the one filming your fight.
What?
Yeah.
You were there filming at that time?
Yeah, that's I was the filming guy. Well, the fight, or either that or taking photos.
Oh my gosh, man. This is crazy, dog.
And you look back at the pictures, and Lai was there. I don't think he would ever remember it. Lai was there, and Nong was there. Remember Nong? Fucking Nong?
Little Nong?
But yo, that was it. Like, yo, honestly,
on, right?
Yo, I came here. I wanted to be a fighter, and I was like, yo, I gotta fight. I want to train Muay Thai. I gotta fight Muay Thai. So I came in. I fought Muay Thai. Like, I feel like, and I like to bring this up too. Anyways, I'm not shy about it. People now is different. Like, MMA industry is so big out here, and it's so big and all this stuff. And there's all these other ways you can get by over here. But back then, you had to be a fighter. That was it. You had to be a fighter. And fair play to the people who have, like, you know, been able to stay this long without fighting. But I always have respect for anyone that steps in the Muay Thai stadium. That shit is so gangster.
Oh my god.
Same like you. Why did you came here? You came here for a month to fight Muay Thai.
I came to fight Muay Thai.
And
I fought right. I was. That's one of my biggest regret was not doing it. Like, if I wouldn't have gotten the job at Singapore, I think I would have stayed regardless, and I would have stayed doing the Muay Thai shit.
Sure,
but I got a different route of making money, like teaching.
And we also love grappling, so you do
have a different route. Everybody has their routes. You know what I'm saying? But the Muay Thai route, I kind of want to retire and just go do that shit now. When the COVID comes back, just go fight Muay Thai, get like 30 fights in before I retire.
Dope. Yo, it's just dope. Yo,
then go back to America, dog. I can have some good Muay Thai. You know, I could do.
Yo, mad respect for anyone who fights in the stadium.
Bro, Muay Thai is like, it's my favorite martial art. It's my favorite striking art. You know,
those temples.
And then the stadiums never get old, dog. Will Tripp was still banging out the stadium. He just had a stadium fight.
It was one of the best things ever.
He just had a stadium fight 6 months ago, dog.
Hey, but yo, that was. Listen, I'm not. A lot of like you had to like take opportunities. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck. All right, I'll go fight. I figured that out. You know, like, all right. They had this show in fucking Laguna, the same one that Ali Barbecue. All right, fuck it, I'll go fight. I fought Muay Thai in there. You know, like, all right, whatever. You know, like, I think you just got to take opportunities and just.
When they come up,
when they come up, you just gotta take them. You never know what's gonna happen, bro. Especially with this, like, obviously this COVID stuff. It's like, fuck, man, like, yeah. You gotta live your life, you know.
With the COVID, man, it's like I thought we were out of the gear, man. I thought we were out of the clear already. You know what I mean? I thought we were out and we were making our way through, and then now with the second wave in America, it's like, oh fuck! It's like, how's Europe going? How's Europe? As if you've been keeping track of the rest of the world, and Asia, I haven't heard much.
They've been able to open up.
Everybody seems like they're opening up.
Yeah.
But it's like we're just. I feel like the after effects of the COVID. It's like what the really scary part's gonna be about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that's what I'm really. I can't even
like honestly like. It's good to like. I can't think about it too much because really, like, think about the future. We don't know. This shit could get worse. Like next month. Like,
imagine
it's so hard to have plans for anything. Try to plan for something in 6 months. I don't know. Like, you know, like, it's too much. It's too much. Yeah, I mean, it hurts.
Yeah, so what do you got going on now, man? So you're coaching, you're the staple at the Tiger Muay Thai, coaching jiu-jitsu. We just opened up, so we're back.
Come on, one of them.
We're back opening up, right? So we're teaching jiu-jitsu, man. We got our fucking class back.
Oh, it's sick.
How good was it to be back after opening up, bro?
Yo, it's great, man. Yo, what a, I think most people that are probably gonna listen to this, know Tiger Muay Thai, you know? They know us.
Hopefully they'll be our students and shit.
They know,
tell our friends tomorrow. We're gonna tell everybody tomorrow in class.
They know,
hey, guys.
You better listen to that shit.
Like, subscribe. Yo, we could have, if everybody likes and subscribe, we should have 56 fucking more. That'd be huge for our numbers. That would double up our numbers. No, but like you said, yeah, so what you guys, so we're teaching right now. We just opened back up.
Yeah,
we're just running one class a day, though, right? We got one class a day.
Yeah, but it's good. It's the first time ever in Tiger that it's not just different people all the time.
There's no guests.
We have a group of what is it, 25, 30 people that
about 25, 30 consistos.
Yeah,
homies.
Between that and the pro, it's kind of nice, yo.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice change of pace.
It's been the same group, and then we can just keep going, and we can just teach.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's great.
And it's been really quiet up there. You know, it's really serene and quiet.
Yeah.
And the weather's really good right now.
Cool
the weather's so good now. The thing about rainy season is the weather sucks when it's raining, but when the rain stops, it's nice and
kind of cool.
It's pretty chill.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not too hot.
I do miss Sunset Jiu-Jitsu, dog. Sunset up there.
That's what I'm saying. When do you think we're gonna? I just want to get that. I want to get that nighttime popping again because I feel like something's missing in the afternoon now. We finish in the morning and it's
still nice. It's still it's a nice change, but
it's a nice change to have for sure. Nothing going on at that time, so you can do whatever you want.
But night class is the shit.
The night class is where it's at.
Yeah, I love it.
And I feel like a lot of people right now, but. We'll see what's going on, but man, we're trying to do our best, with this COVID and stuff like that. Luckily, we're in a good spot in Thailand, man. We've been in a good place where we've been able to handle it pretty good, and we haven't had no deaths, nothing crazy, nothing with the hospitals.
Whatever reason,
but
bro.
We're all suffering. We're all suffering financially the same. We got we're getting. Everybody's been affected. Now we're Thailand shut.
We're other places, everything's being
running
affected.
At 25%.
When they open back up, the people are still there, so they're gonna go back to the restaurants and back to the shops. Yo, we're a tourist destination. Everyone's gone.
We're based on an economy. Yeah, we're based on everybody else. We live. Our lifestyle is based.
Gotta go local.
Yeah, but now we gotta go local. Which we do. But now we're realizing how much local we do have.
Which is why look at our bro. How happy does it make you that all these Thai students come every day to our class?
Yeah,
it's dope. We give them a lot of shit. I love. Shout out to Smong Dong. You guys better be listening, practicing your English. We got a little Thai group of kids. Most of Tiger is foreigners that are coming in and out. But we have a group that we've assembled over 3-4 years of these they were teenagers, high schools in Phuket, and now they're in college, and some are older, some are younger, and they're dope, man. They're cool.
We got our girl squad.
Yeah, it's a good girl squad.
We got everything, man. Shout out to all you guys, man. We love you guys, bro. This is why we're doing it, talking about we're always doing our best to. man, this is what we do. We're trying to figure out the best ways to put out a class and give the information to make our students improve our students. That's.
The goal is we just got to make better training partners for ourselves. So you got to make everyone savage.
Make your students
so they
your
can try to fuck
partners.
us up.
You make that's I'm telling Kron Gracie used to say that back in the day. He makes his students his training partners. That's how you bring them up, you level them up.
That's what Braulio did.
Yeah.
How about that feeling when you see one of your students hitting the moves that you?
Oh man, watching somebody do something.
Paula, man,
everybody,
man. She'll do it right away. It's dope.
Just watching somebody do something and then
feel good.
It's the most gratifying. Yeah. It's very gratifying. I'm sure any type of teaching, that's why it's a service job. It's a job that you get the energy back right away. So it's very fulfilling. It's a very fulfilling. We're super lucky to have such a fulfilling job where I'm able to be of service. Literally be of service and improve somebody's life. By showing them something that's going to make them stronger, more confident.
In both of yours class is a privilege. It's awesome. It's been great.
Oh man, JP, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well,
this is the roommate. Yeah, you gotta say that shit, dog. What the fuck else are you gonna say? You guys suck. Podcast.
Nah, but
come on, dog. Don't be coming at us with that. Yo, this is the roommates, dog. We lived together for years, bro.
I'm just saying, watch your ankles.
Crazy, man.
I appreciate your ankles, but watch your ankles.
I ain't gotta watch nothing, dog.
We're at 125 right now.
125. All right. Well, fucking hell, man. Yo, but what's going on next? What's the plans for you, bro? What's going on? What are you? You're fighting MMA, dog. You're fucking prospering in the career. You just signed up one Warrior Series contract, brother. What's going on with that, dog? What was your last fight?
I fight in the One Warrior Series, the one championship show. I fought one fight on the contract, so I still got fights on the contract. And right now, they're about to have a Bangkok show.
Thailand. So right now, one championship is doing the Bangkok show.
One championship is doing a Bangkok show. It's their first show back since COVID. They've taken all the extra precautions. They've obviously seen like other leagues doing their thing, and actually other leagues, not too many. And they're being extra precautious with what's going on. And their first show back is going to be in Thailand. And right now the borders in Thailand are closed. So nobody can come in. So they got to have a small pool of fighters to grab from, because a lot of the like international fighters all flew home. So I was planning to fight on that. I wanted to fight on that, but the opponent I had turned it down, and there was no other opponent. So, I'm just hoping if that show goes well, I think they're going to keep having Thailand's going to be a hub for them. Bangkok's going to be a hub for them. They're going to put on shows.
Yeah,
they're going to put on shows pretty regularly, just like the UFC has done multiple shows in the same venue.
Yeah,
they might do it month to month. So that's kind of my goals. We have a bunch of guys fighting up in the next card on July 31st. So I've switched to more of like a coaching role, which is nice. They're all around my weight class, so it's really good training for me, but I'm also able to try to emulate their opponents and try to really get my own work in, but while coaching them as well. So I'm actually really excited for that.
You're going to be staying in the gym, staying fresh.
Yeah, every day.
Training like a dog, doing all the classes, all the jiu-jitsu classes, and you're going in at 4 o'clock and helping all the boys get ready.
That's it.
Saturdays, Stanky Face Saturdays, and convention for everybody.
Man, I love it. Yeah, it's good. It's good fun, man. Like, it feels like there's some type of normal getting back where, like, because we're always busy. Like, next fighter coming up, we got to help that guy get ready. I'm fighting. Emilo's fighting. Who's, like, there's so much going on. We got a pretty big team. We're pretty spread out. And it feels good to get back to that, like, let's get ready for something. We got a lot of the guys coming up. And, obviously, if you can't fight on the card, the best thing is to be able to help the guys fighting on it. And,
play your part.
Yeah,
do your thing, man, and contribute to the team and do your best.
Just get better at fucking fighting people. Honestly, it's so fun, bro, and I love it. And hopefully they have more shows and we can get on some of those cards. But other than that, I'm coaching right now. Coaching with you, Emilio, dog. It's fucking dope every fucking day. It's like a fucking dream, We get to wake up. We get to fucking hang out, coach, train with our students. It's like, man, it's the shit.
Half guard, half man this week. We're doing half guard.
I love it, man.
Can't wait for Thursday. You know what I'm saying? We did class today.
Phuket's hurting. Financially, Phuket's hurting. Tiger's in a weird spot.
That's what hurts my heart, man. I just hate driving around and seeing these empty streets. You go to your favorite restaurants.
But there's a lot of people prospering as well. There's a lot of people prospering as well, bro. Yeah. A lot of those people on Grab probably didn't have other jobs, and now they're just boom, 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 standing on their phones. Like, there's...
I want to I gotta make my own Grab service, bro. I'm so down.
That's funny. Emilo's grabs coffees and J's.
Coffees and
Coolmans. Coffees and Coolmans.
On the delivery now, man.
Nah, all is good, yo. In the grand scheme of things, in the world being as weird as it is, we're like really privileged to be here. Who we're with. I mean, like, our friend that we trained with for months and months and months, not only for this camp, for his last camp as well, Peter Yan just won the belt. And when COVID happened and it locked down, the first Mondays or whatever, we knew we still had to train, and we knew that Peter was in line for a belt. We all trained.
He was gonna fight. Remember, he was getting ready for Marlon Moraes in Kazakhstan. It got canceled, but then when it got canceled, he was already getting ready. He knew. But he knew in that time, but this is how smart. This is why Peter Yan is a champion, because in the quarantine and everything shut down, he hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We started training with him, and he knew Cejudo was a champion. So what was he doing? He was wrestling and grappling like 3 times a week in quarantine.
That was great, bro.
Because he knew Cejudo was a champion, and like in quarantine, he was like saying, he's like, I got a feeling. He's like something like I'm gonna. And then Cejudo and Dominic got matched up, and then he got even more hype. He just knew. So now he's like, now there's fights going on, and he's getting more ready. And then Fight Island, and then boom, he got the call for Aldo, and it's like, Aldo was fucked, man, because this guy he was already ready, bro. Mm-hmm. This guy was ready to fight anybody the minute they get when he got the call for Aldo, he was ready to fight then and there, like. He was training hard, bro.
Yeah, it was sick.
He was already training with these guys. He had so many people. He had all the boys coming to his house, so it was crazy, man.
It was really crazy. Like when shit was like closing down, like, bro.
But in that quarantine era, it was crazy. You know what it was though? I had that vibe from him, bro. So I had like this weird championship mindset, like, and during the quarantine, until like my fucking knee got. Yeah. Oh my god! But we Bro, quarantine was good, man.
Yeah.
Quarantine was good, bro. Quarantine, like I told JP, man, not quarantine was good. Quarantine was bad. I hate quarantine. Like, I want life to come back. You know what I mean? Like, we were trying to get it going back, but we did what we could, man. And I know, like, you thrived out there, man. You made the little home dojo going.
Yeah, everyone had the home dojos, bro. It was sick.
Yo, everybody made a little home dojos.
Everyone kept to little groups. We
did the social distancing. We played all the rules.
we played the rules, but a lot of us lived together. So the guys that were living together were training together, training with each other. Just a few of us, and we kept everything good. And, there was no spikes in the corona, and everything was handled well. But we were training like a championship camp, bro. You and me and Frank, Rafa, Peter, we would train.
That was the crew,
multiple times a week. There was about 5 of us that would grapple hard, and it was like it's like he knew something was coming and we knew something was coming, and the mindset was just go there, train hard, try to fuck each other up, and look at him, man. He did his whole real camp was during the COVID, and was out here, and he had his family make the most of it. We're training at the houses, and sure enough, you get the call, and the gym opens up, and the guys look what he did, man.
And Alex had to make a makeshift camp too. Alex had to call in Trent and Brenton of the boys that we know.
How good did that look, bro? It's a makeshift camp, but bro,
that camp looked amazing.
Yeah, those guys are really talented. Like,
and his wrestling was the best it's ever looked, yo.
What's the other? The guy Alan Philpott was there. Trent was there. I think Jamie Malarkey, the guy that Volko had fought before, was there. Brendan was there.
Yeah, Brendan was there.
Martin Wynn was there, bro. The ONE FC champ. Martin Wynn was there.
Oh, really?
I remember. I could be wrong on this. I remember seeing Martin Wynn there. How dope is that, bro? Like, all the guys really good weight classes.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Everyone together. So they were really lucky as well. You know, they got a lot of good people around them. So.
And still.
Yeah, man.
Now he defended.
Bro, that was on Sunday, bro. That was on Sunday. Yeah, like that goes back, like, bro. I mean, that's like, again, like a whole much longer conversation. That goes back to, like, comparison. It's like the boys, the guys that we're training with every day, are proven to be the best in the world. Like, it's, you know, it feels good. You know, you feel like
it's good to know that the proof is in the pudding. You know, that we're doing the right things, man. Like the blueprint is written, you know, like the game plan is written. So it's just a matter of, like, putting the work together and putting the pieces. But
well, the guys that we watched coming up and watch the way that they do it, like, you can learn a lot from those guys. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
I watched some really smart people Brad, Brad,
Alex,
Hafa,
and even the ones before Shay,
everybody,
Ben 10, you know, Kai Kara,
of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
everybody, bro.
Fucking remember Maribek back in the day, skis.
Look, you can see, you can just. Yeah.
All right, but anyway, man. But
anyways,
crazy error, dog. But
life is good, dog. Life is great, yo. I'm like, a lot of shit going on, but we got a lot of our own things going on that we can focus on, and it's a good time, bro.
So hopefully we get so hopefully we'll be seeing you up on the ones and twos fighting soon, getting ready for the OW, getting ready for the big win, man. How did you feel after the first fight? And how did you feel after your debut? How did you feel getting up to your debut for the One Championship Series?
That was sick, and there's another story behind that. I took a fight just before that, Muay Thai, for that. It's a whole other story, but
oh, man.
I going into it, I felt great, and so people that don't know, One Warrior Series is like a TV show where the winners can get selected for a contract, for like a big contract for the big organization. So I knew it was in like a TV studio, and I was always like, man, like, I don't know about a TV studio. Like, that sounds kind of weird. Like, I've heard guys do the Ultimate Fighter. I knew people that had already fought on events before, and I was like, fuck, that could be kind of weird. The way that kind of things worked after my surgery and the things lined up, and I messaged the right people or whatever, I ended up getting on their first card in Japan. So it wasn't really in a TV studio. It was in like an event. It was in like an event hall. So I was fucking stoked. I was like, yo, I don't have to do the studio. I don't have to do it.
And it was like in a Comic-Con event, right? What do you call that? What kind of...
Dude, it was a gaming... It was like a convention. It was the ONE FC 100 was the next week in Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
So the One Warrior Series was in like an event hall, like a banquet hall, where half of it was a Street Fighter competition. There was professional gamers playing Street Fighter, and it was like an expo. There was like booths and tables of like all these different games and ONE FC shirts and all that shit. And then the other half was the ring, and we fought, and it was like an expo. So like people were watching, but then like also people were like walking by.
They had like a little Full Metal Dojo crowd there.
it was great. Fight in Japan. I mean, it was unbelievable.
And you got to fight in Japan, man.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And you were there, dog. You were in my corner, bro. You were in my corner, dog. It was fucking what a trip. Yeah, that was sick, man. And but anyways, so like I was excited for it, and you know what was funny? So then I booked another fight. My next fight was gonna be in April, for one. Again, the same in the TV studio thing. So I was like, fuck, this will be my first time in the studio now. I was like, this is gonna be my first time in the studio. Fuck it, doesn't matter. Get ready. I got an opponent. I got matched up and everything. My fight was April 16th. COVID starts happening March, you know. So like I was like hoping that it wasn't really like exploding, but this is when people was like, oh my god, you know, shit's going on. I was still hoping that I was training for the fight, and I was still hoping that I was there was gonna be the last show to make it in, you know, like the last show to make it in before the world closed.
Yeah.
So I was like super keen, and then they canceled it like a few weeks before.
And
so
they had to shut it.
So it's funny. I was like getting ready for a fight, so I ended up going into like the lockdown or quarantine,
getting ready for
super motivated. So I didn't stop at all. I was just like boom, boom, like kept going because I was super motivated. And it's funny now. All shows around the world are going to be in a TV studio. So I was like, the thing that I didn't want to do, that I was like, fuck, I don't know if I want this. Like, I like the competition. It doesn't matter. Now the playing field is completely even. So it's pretty like I don't know, because it was just something in my head that was like, oh man, it's me weird. Like I feel like I don't know. Now everybody is going to be fighting in a TV studio. So
and half of our friends have already have.
Even playing field, dog. World championship fights out.
Now a bunch of our friends, like Hooker did it. Volk did it. Tariq did it. Who else has done it? How many of our friends have fought in the studio already? Oh, my friend Tiffany did it. She fought in the first 1XC in Singapore. She fought in Singapore. She did it with no fans. She did the first one. 1FC was able to get one fight off in Singapore, a closed event. And Tiffany was on that show. She got a fight in before. I forgot
about that. Yo.
And it ended, boom. So she's fought in the closed event. And then
but that was back like in April or March. That was like...
Yeah, that was right before
earlier. We were still working. I remember watching it on my phone.
And, and we were still working, and people were able to fly. It was in March. She fought somebody from Japan.
March. Yeah, right.
And Japan got really bad after that. And then the UFC Fight Island. Who was the first one of our friends? Ian... We didn't really watch nobody we know on Fight Island. Huh?
That wasn't Fight Island. That was the Jacksonville.
That was in Jacksonville, guys. So Ian fought in Jacksonville, and then Hooker fought in Vegas, and then Volk and Peter, and now Hafa's gonna fight. And now we got Hafa, our striking coach, and one of our good friends, our teammate. Hafa's gonna fight in this weekend. So, anyways, we're running super over time, guys. But man, Alex, thank you so much for coming on the episode, dog. We're gonna move for one of many, man. I knew this was gonna be a good one, dog.
Yeah, and for sure.
Yo, thank you so much for being a part of the Honey Badger Hour, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.
JP Mestanza, Alex Schild, the Flying Jew, your boy the Honey Badger. We out.